Are you exhausted from constant emotional battles within yourself? Do you feel hopelessly adrift, unsure of your true purpose as waves of anxiety, depression, or emptiness keep crashing over you? If so, you're not alone. In our modern world of endless distractions, many of us have become disconnected from our core values, the deeply rooted beliefs that gave us strength, passion, and fulfillment. Without that compass, we're left confused, making choices that feel inauthentic and leaving us in profound inner conflict. Well, I'm here today to guide you back to yourself and the life you deserve. By rediscovering your core values and realigning your actions with them, you can overcome the emotional turmoil and finally find your way to true inner peace and purpose. My name is Ayla, and for over 15 years I've helped countless people emerge from emotional pain. One of my most trusted tools is this revolutionary, digitally optimized process to uncover fundamental values. It's a journey of profound self-discovery, so if you're ready to break free from the chains of suffering, hit save, like and subscribe, because by the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap to transform your life from emotional chaos to authenticity, clarity, and deep fulfillment. Determining one's true core values is a process that requires radical self-honesty and a willingness to peel back the layers of conditioning we accumulate over decades. You see, many of us carry around a set of aspirational values, principles and ideals we've absorbed from society, institutions, or figures of authority. We frame these as our core values despite not living fully congruent with them day to day. The true values determination process is designed to reveal the values that lie at the very core of your being, the ones reflected in your unconscious thoughts, emotional patterns, and spontaneous behaviors when you're truly being yourself. This process will expose the often uncomfortable gaps between your stated principles and your authentic drivers. But leaning into that discomfort is the only path to realignment and inner peace. Let's start by guiding you through investigative exercises to bypass your conscious mind stories and get to the root of your unconscious priorities and attachments. You'll track where you naturally allocate your mental energy, time, and money without influence. These are basic but powerful revelators. Please don't dismiss their importance. Time allocation. How do you truly spend your free time when no expectations weigh on you? Observe without judgment where you gravitate most naturally in your day-to-day experience. Just observe. Don't try to change anything just yet, even if, and I would say especially if, you start feeling a bit of surprising discomfort. Financial spend. Look at spending patterns ruthlessly. Where does your money go when impulses guide you? These are revealing choices. Energy and enthusiasm. What activities make you forget your worries and feel energized from within? Lean into those clues. Maybe you'll discover that health and well-being sit at the bases of your personal core values pyramid. Or maybe you'll see that sharing valuable time with friends and being of help is one of your DNA's core imprints. Conversation topics. Listen to what fires you up in discussions. The topics you can't stop analyzing point to driving values. When we get truly passionate and animated about a particular subject in discussions, it's often because that topic is striking a resonant chord with one of our core values or beliefs. Pay close attention to the conversations where you find yourself naturally very invested, the ones where you can't seem to stop analyzing, questioning, or ardently expressing your viewpoints. These charged discussions act as almost an X-ray into your psyche, illuminating the issues and ideals that stir you at a profound level. Notice not just the broad topics, but the specific angles or nuances that have you leaning in. What if constant gossiping and talking behind people's back emerges from your daily conversations? Constantly critiquing and passing judgment on others' behaviors through gossip may be rooted in holding rigid beliefs about societal norms or moral standards. The judgmentalism could be an expression of values like tradition, order, or ethical conduct. Gossip also often arises from a desire to strengthen in-group bonds and establish social hierarchies. If this is a driving force, it could signify that gaining a sense of community acceptance and positioning yourself in social circles is a pivotal underlying value. For some, gossip fills an emotional need for drama or living vicariously through others' lives when their own feels lacking. This could hint at values around novelty, curiosity, or even voyeurism taking precedence over virtues like integrity or respecting privacy. The conversations where you become intensely focused and emotionally invested shine a light on the values that are truly woven into your psychological DNA. These are the places your authenticity, but also your psychological open wounds come through most vividly and unfiltered. Of course, some of these triggered reactions could also be pointing to traumas, fears, or insecurities rather than positive values, so observe with neutrality rather than judgment. Thought patterns. Become the observer of your mind's loops. What thoughts constantly revisit? Don't ignore these breadcrumbs. Our minds have a tendency to get stuck in ruminative loops and repetitive thought streams about particular subjects or themes. Rather than dismiss these as anxious mental chatter, we need to become impartial observers of where our minds repeatedly revisit. These obsessive thoughts our psyches keep circling back to, even against our conscious desires, are major clues illuminating what we value at the deepest levels. They represent the issues, ideas, and questions that our unconscious deems vital and meaningful. For example, if you find your mind constantly rehashing mistakes from the past and how you could have handled things differently, this could signify that ethics, personal growth, and making principled choices are extremely important to your value system. Or if your thoughts seem to endlessly return to attaining certain future goals like a creative pursuit or starting a business, this is likely connected to values around self-expression, autonomy, and leaving a legacy. The things that preoccupy our minds without willful control are coming from a subconscious place of prioritization around our deepest beliefs and what we deem most important, meaningful, or anxiety-producing in our lives. By bringing thoughtful, non-judgmental presence to these obsessive thought patterns, we can start to decipher the hidden messaging therein. Our psyche's relentless fixation on certain subjects is screaming out, "This is something of paramount value we need to contend with." Instead of avoiding or suppressing these circular thoughts, explore them with the curiosity of an anthropologist. These clues from our subconscious are key signposts helping illuminate our most deeply embedded value system. Visualization. Close your eyes and visualize your ideal life. What themes, environments, and ways of being emerge unprompted? As you close your eyes and imagine your dream existence unfolding, there's no need to force or control the visuals that arise. Simply observe with gentle curiosity what themes, environments, pursuits, and ways of being naturally emerge in vibrant detail. This visceral guided exploration creates an opportunity for your soul's authentic longings to reveal themselves boldly. Reading and learning. What topics do you voraciously self-educate about even when not required? Follow that intrinsic pull. Admiration and inspiration. Whose lives do you find yourself envious of? Their embodied values likely resonate with your own code. Did you get some meaningful insights from this exploration? Okay, good. Now let's explore your unfiltered engagement in the digital realm, where some of our truest selves are expressed more transparently than we realize. What you ritualize giving your attention to online is profoundly insightful. Social media engagement, an unvarnished reflection of what captures your real interest and attention online. Be brutally honest. The key is to look at your actual engagement patterns without judgment, justification, or any self-censorship. Don't think about how you want to be perceived. What does your raw social media behavior unmistakably display about your authentic interests and priorities? Digital consumption. Where you spend time uninterrupted is a raw data trail of priorities. Observe without stories. This digital evidence strips away all the ego's stories and self-deception. It acts as a mirror reflecting your true self in your most unbridled state of curiosity and intrigue. Be brutally honest about what that reflection reveals about the values and lifestyles that ignite you at your core. Let's now leverage pivotal life experiences, both rapturous and traumatic, as portkeys into your deepest value codes. The states of transcendent flow or anguishing incongruence illuminate your core. Peak experiences. Vividly remember your most euphoric and the most traumatic memories. What drove you while experiencing those moments? How exactly did you act? Flow states. Pinpoint times you were so engrossed time disappeared. These are windows into your most profound value alignments. Now that you're hopefully getting the hang of it, let's audit with ruthless honesty all current behaviors, habits, and decisions. Where are you living contradictions between your aspirational values and your genuine in-the-moment choices? Daily routines. Which habits and rituals do you keep without struggle? These come from intrinsic core motives and beliefs. Decision-making. The crossroads choices you've made with weight. Dig into the core values that truly guided those paths taken. Throughout this process, you must remain radically open and non-judgmental. You're not seeking to become someone you're not, but simply to unveil who you truly are at your essence. The defenses, persona, and self-deceptions we all carry can only dissolve under the warmth of unconditional self-acceptance. From that space of vulnerability, your authentic core values will emerge not as principles, but as the embodied forces that have always driven you at your core. Embracing this primal truth about yourself is at once terrifying and liberating. You'll feel stripped bare, but from that nakedness blooms the possibility of realignment and wholeness. To live your truth is the ultimate homecoming. Let's move forward with things you can implement in order to continue the true values determination process. Look into feedback and perception, external feedback. We cannot avoid our blind spots when it comes to how we authentically show up in the world. With radical transparency, you must seek out the perspectives of those who interact with you regularly. Ask your loved ones, colleagues, friends, how do they really perceive your core driving values based solely on your actions and behaviors? Not what you profess, but what you inadvertently express, and the ways you show up in your life. This mirroring will likely illuminate truths you've been unconsciously avoiding. Self-assessment. To counterbalance the personal biases of external feedback, you can also engage validated values-based assessments and tools. These instruments, constructed by psychologists, provide an unvarnished analysis of the values that appear to underpin your behaviors, decisions, and patterns based on advanced data modeling. Prepare to encounter surprising insights divorced from your self-perceptions. If you really want to amp up the value of this process, get into visualization and goal setting. Vision board. With all the excavated insights into your core truth coalescing, it's now time to create a vibrant symbolic representation. Craft a vision board using images, words, textures, and personal artifacts that embody the life you wish to manifest as absolute alignment with your authentic values. This multisensory exploration should capture your deepest longings. Goal alignment. From this revelatory space, set specific measurable goals to propel you into an embodied expression of your core values. But these targets must emerge organically from your rediscovered roots, not be imposed by the ego's conditioning and limiting assumptions. Code your intentions to spring forth from your most primal stirrings. Last but not least, regular reflection and reassessment. Monthly check-in. Having unveiled then crystallized your core value essence, you must remain vigilantly committed to realignment. Schedule a powerful monthly ritual to recenter, realign, and ruthlessly prune any lingering contradictions between intention and manifestation. Are you steadfastly honoring your uncovered core values, or regressing into limiting patterns? Bring radical self-honesty, adaptation, and growth. You are not a static being. Your interests, situations, and perspectives will constantly evolve. To avoid stagnation, you must remain open to adapting and updating your core values over time as you transcend previous lenses. As you expand, quickly throw away any values that no longer resonate with your leading-edge truth. Embrace the journey over the destination. The through line is the relentless commitment to excavating, then expressing your most primal value codes, not the convenient social narratives, but the raw truths that have always resided within you, yearning for embodiment and congruence. Again, this path requires radical honesty and vulnerability, but reveals the only true path to personal freedom and lasting fulfillment. Remember, this true values determination process requires walking through the fire of radical self-honesty to emerge into profound personal freedom and integrity. I hope this video helped you. If you need guidance or a springboard to find your true values, please consider contacting me. I can help.